YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Harris, aka Environmental Terrorist, aka the Wise One coming with your will. Got somewhat of a math equation for y'all, but I will say this much. If it's one show that I actually really guarantee that I will not get no views off of, it will be this one. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because, for the most part, not to say that it's a bad thing, right? But a lot of y'all don't think the way that I think. Y'all don't see things how I see things, right? So if I get any views and know not for one reason or for any angle that I'm saying this in such a way to actually really get any views. Because the thing about it though is this, the way that I titled this particular show, y'all actually really ain't gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about in the first place. Because I titled this show RK square plus MJ equals numerology. Now, for those of y'all out there actually really follow that numerology or that gematria stuff, then hey, by all means, I'm not gonna clown you. Matter of fact, I actually really watch from time to time certain YouTuber, and basically that's how he bases all of his stuff off of gematria, numerology. I've heard other YouTubers actually really use that same system as far as like determining, how like things actually really happen. As far as like, okay, well, who lives, who dies, all that kind of stuff, right? But ask yourself this question, right? That whole gematria piece, right, is based off of the English alphabet, right? Which is 26 letters, or at least this is what the fuck they tell us. It's 26 letters, right? But with everything in the world, in the universe today, right? Everything has a point of origin, a focal point, if you will, right? So, with that being said, right, considering that Hebrew is the oldest language out there, right? The Hebrew alphabet has 23 letters, right? And you could actually really look at this the same way that you look at like the days of the week and daylight savings time. I mean, days of the week, days in a year, right? Because as we know it, it's 365 days in a year, or at least that is what has been told to us, right? But if you go to any bank, not only here in the United States, but the whole world over, right? They operate on a 360-day system, right? Now, I know what a lot of y'all gonna say, okay, well, they not open on Christmas or some of the holidays and all that kind of stuff. But the thing about it, though, again, you got to ask yourself, right? A lot of y'all recognize December 25th as the day. But it's just like what I just told y'all, right? Hebrew being the oldest thing out there, your so-called Jesus Christ was born under the Hebrew calendar, which starts in April, which is roughly a couple of weeks from now. The new year is about to begin. And a lot of y'all out there was sitting up there, jumping up and down, drinking, getting drunk, jumping through your asshole backwards for January 1st, which is named after the Roman god Janus, and that bitch is two-faced. So that should tell you something about what I'm about to talk about here with the R square plus MJ numerology, right? So I know what a lot of y'all are probably saying. Well, where do you get this RK squared shit come from? Okay, well, let's just act now. I know a lot of y'all out there has been paying attention to the multi-European devils in action or the news media, right? So name the two people out there right now that have their initials RK. You got Robert Kraft, right? Owner of the New England Patriots with the whole prostitution ring, right? Then you got R. Kelly, the singer, right? And just know this, right? So look at this. I'm going to tell you, like, how close these things are, right? So that documentary, I believe, came out January 30th, right? The Super Bowl was played, what was it, February 4th? Was it February? I think it was February 4th, right? So that's a 5-day difference. You know, now, I like I said, I can't remember what day that the Super Bowl was played on. But the New England Patriots won that, right? And then you go later on down in the month, right? Then Robert Kraft gets in trouble for doggone prostitution ring, this, that, and the third, right? So here it is, R. Kelly, he gets arrested. He can't bail himself out, right? So the thing about it now, the bail was set at $47,000. Now again, if you know anything about numerology, this and that thing, that 47, that's a number that the motherfuckers love to use, right? But the thing about it though, you gotta ask yourself this question. As big as a singer as R. Kelly is, right? You mean to tell me that this guy can't bail himself out? I mean, what the fuck is he doing with all of his money? You can't, so you got to go and get somebody that runs a daycare establishment to bail you out, right? Something is seriously wrong with that picture, right? And then, as far as I know, anytime when somebody do a documentary, that's actually really dealing with you, right? I mean, don't they actually really have to have permission from that particular individual to actually really do a documentary on you, especially if it's dealing with your personal life? So this is another reason why I say this whole R. Kelly shit, R. Kelly the singer, right? It is nothing more than a goddamn staged event. This motherfucker ain't finna go to jail, just like Bill Cosby ain't in jail, right? And then, just like I say, with the whole Robert Kraft deal, it's almost like, okay, you got R. Kelly the black guy, or R. Kelly the so-called black guy, and R. Kelly the so-called white guy, and then you got MJ. I'm gonna get to MJ in a minute. But the thing about it though is that with this whole gematria piece, they're actually really basing their shit off of a 26 letter alphabet, which for the most part is not 26 letters in the alphabet. At best, I could probably say, well, I'm not gonna sit up here and actually really give no exact number because for the most part right now, all what I can tell y'all is this. A lot of this stuff is borrowed, right? It's either been borrowed or it's been stolen, whatever the case may be, right? So in either case, you look at the Hebrew alphabet, right? And you look at the English alphabet, just like I told you, right? You look at the days in a year. They've been telling us that it's 365 days in a year, right? But then you also got to ask yourself, okay, where did these extra 5 days come from? Which has never been explained to any of us. So again, right? Let's actually really stop and think about this for a minute, right? 365 days. Explain the extra 5 days, right? And then explain these 26 letters of the English alphabet that for whatever reason actually really claim these letters. And then you also got to look at the simple fact that if you actually really pay attention to any alphabet, preferably the Hebrew, Greek, and Latin, the letter J is not in any of those alphabets. Okay, so with this whole gematria piece, right, and the whole numerology piece too, right? I mean, I'm just gonna sit up here and I'm gonna put it out there, right? The whole numerology thing is bullshit. Why? Because there's only 9 numbers in the number system. Because everything else, anything after 9, it repeats. The same way that the days in a week, they repeat. You start from Sunday to Sunday, right? But they want us to believe that it's 365 days in a year, but it's only 7 days in a week. So again, this is what the fuck you gotta ask yourself. Who's trying to fool who here? Right? So I know what y'all saying. Okay, apologize. Where the fuck you trying to go with this? All what the fuck I'm trying to tell y'all is this. Right? The bullshit is out there. It's always been out there. Right? It's just up to us, right, to act like really know what it is that they're actually really trying to put out there, right? None of these motherfuckers are in trouble. If you actually really stop and think about the news media, if you will, right? The news media can only go off of what the fuck we tell them. So for the most part, you gotta be like, because think about it. The news media, they are not like the storm chasers, where they actually really go out looking for shit, right? For the most part, well, actually they do. And I'm sorry that I'm actually really bouncing all over the place, but I'm actually really trying to actually really get this shit down, break this shit down to a science, right? Or actually really just break it down for the most part. But, okay, say they go out and they look for shit, right? But the thing about it though, as far as like, you do the news media versus motherfucking storm chasers, right? And those two things have those two things have a lot in common because we all know who creates the weather. So those that create the weather, right, it's the same motherfuckers that actually really create the news. So with this whole R. Kelly, Robert Kraft, Michael Jackson piece, and again, it's just bullshit because the thing about it though is that with this whole this leaving Neverland, you know, who actually really gave Oprah Winfrey permission to actually really do this? And then, I've said this plenty of times. Kids will always tell the truth. I don't give a fuck what's going on. Right? Now, these kids, they grown up now. Now all of a sudden they want to come out and tell it. And if you actually really look at what's going on with R. Kelly, and you look at what's going on with MJ, right? And if you actually really paid attention to those two girls, right, that was on CBS, all right? So if you look at those two girls that was on CBS, it's almost like, okay, they went back and they looked at what the fuck everybody said when Michael Jackson was in trouble. They took that and they redid and they did their own script. Because if you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, what were some of the things that was said when Michael Jackson was living? And all these allegations came up, okay, well, he molesting kids. And so whether that Michael Jackson himself did it, or whether his, PR people did it, they said, hey, look, we're going to give you this money to shut your mouth. Right? So now, let's fast forward to today or yesterday. These motherfuckers, and R. Kelly, he get on there and he cried. Then the two bitches, they get on there. Well, the one bitch, she get on there, she cried. The other motherfucker just sitting there, almost like coaching her to say this, or be like, you know what, slow down a little bit. Because the thing about it, she didn't say shit the whole time, right? So that was the coach. And then if you actually really look at what her dad said, which I don't think that's her damn daddy, right? I'm gonna do this same shit like I did the whole Kanika Jenkins shit, right? When I said she didn't die, that wasn't none of her mama. Them motherfuckers wanted some money. So now, here it is, R. Kelly get in trouble off of a documentary, what he did years ago, off of the shit that he did years ago. Now here they come again. Now these motherfuckers, they sat down and they wrote the shit. And if you actually really stop and think about it, the bitch couldn't even pronounce the word manipulative, which I can't either, but I ain't in front of no fucking camera either. Ain't millions and millions of people watching me, right? But I'm telling y'all how this shit go. The bitch can't even, she can't even motherfucking talk for the most part. And then, put it like this. I know it's parents out there that can do some rather fucked up shit to their kids, right? But for the most part, just like I said, unless you really do something rather fucked up, your kids will never turn their back on you. So again, right? The kids say one thing, the dad is saying something else, right? Again, the mama, she ain't saying shit. Just like that one bitch that was with old girl, which whatever the fuck her name is, which that probably was a bullshit name. Because again, right, you gotta look at it like this. A lot of shows back in the day, or a lot of movies, will say names have been changed to protect the innocent. But then they put their face out there, but then they go off and say, well, hey, look, her name is such and such and such. And then when you see the motherfuckers later, and you be like, hey, you such and such and such. No, I'm not. This is my name. So, again, people, this shit is staged. Put like this. It really wouldn't surprise me none if R. Kelly and crew, they actually really trying to pull some shit off here. I don't know what the fuck it is. Right? But whatever it is bullshit. Right? And, motherfuckers sitting up here, this, that, and the third, and then Gayle King, she need her ass fired. Honestly, to be perfectly honest with me, Gayle King, she old as dirt. She wants some dick because that pussy dry. That's why she asked him what type of relationship that they got. That's all what the fuck it is. So the thing about it though, RK Square plus MJ, that motherfucker dead. So now they like, okay, he dead, he can't do shit. So we finna fuck with him. Right? And so you got R. Kelly, he in the spotlight, or they trying to kill his image. Put it like that. So think about it. 2 black folks, 1 white folk, right? And well, for the most part, I can't sit up here and say that Robert Kraft got more money than Michael Jackson. I'm not even gonna say that. But y'all see where I'm going with this, or where I'm trying to go with this. All of this shit is bullshit. Because the thing about it though, why would somebody old as Robert Kraft be in charge of a motherfucking prostitution ring? That motherfucker damn near 80 years old. So if he is fucking, he using Viagra. Okay, let's just put it out there. So it is what it is, people. Y'all want to sit up there and believe that bullshit all you want. But I'm going to tell you something. A lot of motherfuckers might sit up here and say, oh, this is distraction. Okay, so if indeed it is, it ain't no goddamn distraction. These motherfuckers making up shit as they goddamn go. Because the thing about it though is this. If indeed it was a distraction, okay, then they wouldn't talk about shit else. I mean, let's be real about this, people. They wouldn't talk about shit else if indeed it was a distraction. And it's just for the simple fact, right? We already know what the fuck is going on. We already know what Trump is doing. He did call state of emergency because he trying to get that goddamn wall up. So where's the goddamn distraction? You know, we already know before too long they finna start chipping motherfuckers. So again, where's the goddamn distraction? Like, seriously. So, ain't no goddamn distraction. It's just that they don't want to call it a soap opera no more. Right? Because a soap opera is bullshit. So, these motherfuckers, right? They want to make this the ultimate reality TV show starring R. Kelly. So, they need to call it As the Bullshit Stinks. That's what the fuck they need to call this. So, hey, look. If any of this shit made sense to y'all, hey, like and subscribe, share, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dan, tell Big Bertha, tell your grandma, tell your pawpaw, tell your uncle, tell your auntie, tell the motherfucker next door, down the street, cross the street, round the corner. Shit, tell that motherfucker about it, right? Subscribe to my channel, motherfucker, because I'm where it's at. Holler at y'all later.